how good the race was. Had a debris caution there with about 10 laps to go that I don't think anybody wanted, but because it was so good. Those guys are really mixing it up out there, a lot of pushing and stuff at the end, but you kind of see that at all the plate races. Elliott has had a bit of a drought and has struggled to see the results that he's thinks he's capable of seeing. And when we got together over the off season, this is exactly what we envisioned for us to be able to do. So I was excited for him to get the win, and I know he's worked real hard to get this opportunity, and we're trying to do the best we can to give him the best stuff. So we've been working really hard as a company to get better, to get catch some of these other teams that have been winning all these races. So for Junior Motorsports to win 2 races in a row is pretty awesome for us as a company. And the phone is buzzing like crazy in my pocket, and I know it's family and my mom and all the people that work there that are so excited about the success we're having. The One Main folks were here today at the racetrack. A lot of those folks are new with the company as it's been bought out over the past several months, and some of them are seeing this sport for the first time. Some of them are meeting Elliott and myself and our team for the first time. So for us to get a victory today was crazy for our team, and we just had the announcement over the last couple of weeks with Hellman's renewing. So it's awesome to be able to showcase our team and be able to get to victory lane with the sponsor present. I spent a lot of time with those folks today. This is Kevin Meendering, his first victory, and he was my lead engineer for several years, and he sort of helped rejuvenate my career on the Cup side, and we believe in his ability to become a great crew chief in this sport for a long time. So it's awesome to share this moment with him and see him gain more and more confidence in himself and what he can do with a group of guys. So it's a big day for us today, and we're real excited. We're gonna keep working. I don't know where we are as far as how we have gained on the Gibbs stuff and the Penske stuff, but we are certainly using all our resources, and we're grinding away. Every individual in that shop is working as hard as they can, trying to close that gap.
All right, we are now also joined by our race-winning crew chief, Kevin Meendering. Kevin, talk about the view from the pit box today in those final laps.
Well, first of all, Elliott drove a great race all day today. We kind of got shuffled there towards the last 25, 30 laps, and he charged back to the front. We knew sitting third on that last restart was a good position for us, especially having a teammate behind us. And then at that point, from the pit box, there's not much you can do. It's kind of in the driver's hands, and Elliott did a great job.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. We'll start up front with Tom Jensen, and then we'll go to Jordan Bianchi.
Congratulations, guys. Dale, what does this mean to you as a car owner that you got another car in the chase?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about it as a car owner. As a driver, it's certainly a relief to get locked in. I think Elliott's with a team that he has confidence would make it into the chase regardless of wins, and I have that kind of confidence in our teams. So the wins aren't quite as critical, but as a driver, you have a lot of relief because you don't have to worry about that part of it anymore. The crew chief doesn't have to worry about that particular part of it anymore. You don't have to worry about points at all. You never even have to. We have a long text message in our team that Mike Davis is a part of, and he sends, as soon as the race is over, he sends us the points. And if you don't have a win, you look at that text message, and if it's a few minutes late, you're texting Mike, "Where's the points?" Once you get that win, you don't even care anymore. You never even look at it. You're locked in. You just start having fun, go to the racetrack, race, try new things on your setup, do whatever you want. The pressure's off. It really relieves a lot of pressure for the team. As an owner, I expected this. I thought that this is what Elliott and I knew Kevin's talent. I thought that they were going to have an amazing year. The chase being new for the Xfinity Series allows us to stub our toe a little bit and allows them to gel and learn each other and get better and still regroup and re-rack at the end of the season as a better team than they were when they first started together. Because when they first started together, everybody was strangers. Nobody knew everybody. You know, he hadn't been a crew chief before. He hadn't worked on Xfinity cars much at all. They had to gel. So all that stuff, they get to learn all this and work together and get as good as they can for when that chase comes. So as an owner, I'm just watching them grow, watching them improve, and hoping that when we get to that chase that they're prepared and ready to go.
All right, we'll go to Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, SBNation.com. Dale, what were your thoughts as you were watching or waiting for the review to come down? Who won the race? Did you think Sadler had won it, or were you convinced that the other guy won?
You know, I didn't know because I don't have the information that NASCAR has where they are, it was interesting today during the Michael asked me to do the broadcast on this race, but I'd never even been to the booth or even seen how that works. So I told him I wanted to take a tour. So Jeff Gordon took me on a tour all day long of the broadcast booth, and then over to the TV compound and where the producer and director are, and then into the in-car camera trailer, and then we went over to the NASCAR Pro trailer where they have all that stuff for the pit stops, and I'm seeing all this stuff for the first time. So I don't know what NASCAR is seeing that we aren't seeing watching it from the TV and the bus or wherever you're at. So when they say they're reviewing the finish, especially after last year, how that all worked out for us in the Cup race, you just shelve your emotions and wait for the result. That's all you can do. And they saw what they wanted. They saw what they wanted to see to declare Elliott the winner. And I feel a lot of sadness for Poole because he went through these emotions as if he had won this race, and all that was yanked out from under him. So that sucks. But apparently NASCAR saw enough to award Elliott the win, and it's in the books, and that's how it is. I learned that lesson last year. So we go to Victory Lane and we celebrate.
All right, we'll go to Chris Knight and then to Kenny Bruce.
Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Dale, started the year with a win at Daytona for JRM, and now it's 2 weeks in a row, so you're 2 for 2 on the plate tracks and 2 for 2 as far as back-to-back wins. Do you feel like that JRM is...
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Who is that? Is that your wife? I had to. I'm sorry. That's too easy. So, go ahead.
You're happy with the progress the JRM team is making, especially with Justin Allgaier getting a second place here today too.
Yeah, I was glad to see Justin do as well as he did because I watched him in the Daytona race, and I just didn't know he just didn't have confidence in the car or something. He drove such an awkward race at Daytona, and he's been amazing throughout the rest of the year, shown a lot of great speed, impressed me really with what speed he's had in our cars at all the tracks. They've been our best car. The 7 was our best car last year, so I know Jason and them guys are doing a great job. But at Daytona, he just never really had this, he wasn't confident in the car and the moves, and he wasn't confident enough to make the moves and push his car into these tight little situations because he was feeling something that I didn't know what he was feeling, but he was feeling something that was making him really hesitant. So I was glad to see him today push himself into some tough situations. Apparently the car just wasn't comfortable at Daytona, but he seemed much more comfortable today. He's been great every week. It's funny. I joke a little bit with Jason that he's the old school racer, and he outruns the engineers a lot. So that puts a lot of pressure on guys, on Kevin and the guys to work hard. Because it's an engineer-driven sport. It really is. Those are the guys that make the speed, but Kevin's an old-school mechanic, so it's pretty interesting to see what he gets out of his team, and they're very impressive each week.
Are you happy with the team's mile-and-a-half program right now, or you guys feel like you still have work to do there?
I think we got work to do. People are asking after Richmond and Talladega whether we've caught the JGR guys, and we haven't. We'll go to a mile-and-a-half and find out. We'll go to Dover and places like that and find out. I just don't know. I don't know that we need more track time. We need to take more things that we're learning to the racetrack, and just not enough time has passed since Texas for us to say we've made any gains yet. We need more. We need to go to the track and see.
Additional questions for Dale and Kevin? All right, we'll start with Kenny.
Kenny Bruce from NASCAR.com. Dale, obviously big wrecks like this can happen anywhere, and they happen here. You've been involved in them. Do you ever question what you guys are doing, or if there's something that you could do better, or to make it not that dangerous, or are you just at peace with it and know that's part of the risk when you go out there?
I think you never you get used to it, I guess. The racing, the cars are a lot closer together. In the 80s and even in the 90s, there was in the draft there was a bit more distance from one car to the other, and there weren't as many cars in the lead draft. You could have guys at 4, 5, 6, 10 cars that would break away and drive off, and stay gone for entire fuel run. We're all right on each other's bumpers, but this didn't happen overnight. I think if it happened overnight, it'd freak us out if we went from one way to the other, but it's happened in a slow transition, and I think you just get used to it. It's scary. It's very scary. But if you want to win, you gotta be gutsy and trust that you're not going to get hurt and nothing bad's going to happen. You just go out there and run as hard as you can. If you got even the least bit of doubt or worry, you're not going to be confident and not going to make the moves you got to make. And a lot of times when you're too careful, you actually get into more trouble just being cautious. So you just go out there and trust your instincts. I think that's when I feel actually more comfortable is just trusting my instincts, doing what I think I need to do when I need to do it, and everything's supposed to work out. And that's the attitude you have.
All right, Kevin and Dale, thank you for joining us today, and congratulations.
Okay.
All right. We are now joined by our race winner, Elliott Sadler, driver of the number one main Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Elliott, first off, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And secondly, congratulations on your race win today. Talk about getting back into victory lane with Junior Motorsports.
Yeah, it's holy cow, so many emotions and stories and things going through my head right now. So many different reasons why we wanted to win the race today, but these are the biggest two right here beside me, and this is why I wanted to bring them. It's, they don't get to come to a lot of races, and they definitely hadn't been to victory lane yet with Daddy. Wyatt was with me at Pocono when I won in the truck a long time ago, but he was only a couple months old. So to see my kids in victory lane with me and my wife was very special, very emotional, and something I'll never forget.
All right. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions. We'll start with Bob, and then we'll go to Tom.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Can you talk about what you saw on that final lap, and then what were you thinking for about the 5 minutes that it took for NASCAR to decide where you finished?
Well, I tell you, Bob, I was very fortunate that I had Justin Allgaier behind me. He restarted fifth on the restart, and I knew he would stay with me till we got to the trial, and then we could make whatever moves we need to make to try to win the race. So I felt like I could be aggressive and kind of make a strong move with Joey, and I kind of played the move in my head that I want to happen. If I was pinned in traffic, or if I was free, I was going to try to get to Joey's bumper and try to push him out away from everybody, then leave it between he and I. And I was able to make a move to the top, and he made a great block, and then I came back to the bottom under him. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's a lot of races I probably have not done a good job as a driver, but I feel like saving that car today to the grass was kind of crazy. And yeah, it was a little bit of luck, but I was wheeling it inside of it too. So it felt good to, after Joey and I hit, to kind of keep the car straight. And when he yelled caution was out, I felt like I was still in the lead. So that's why we drove up to the start-finish line. I'm glad NASCAR took their time and looked at it. And was kind of just anxious sitting there on the start-finish line. Just, man, I would really like to win this race. And, I know the 48 car would too, but, he's going to be around a long time. And, we felt like we needed it. So, it was a great birthday gift when they started screaming in my ear. I kind of knew what was going to happen.
All right, we'll go to Tom and then Kenny Bruce.
Hey, Elliott, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does it mean to you to be locked into the chase now?
Man, it means a lot to be locked into chase, and I'll go ahead and tell you. I don't know if Kevin said it or not. So I called Kevin last week, and we were, going over our Richmond stuff, and we were talking about Talladega, and said, man, how you doing today? And he said, we're just fine-tuning the Talladega cars. I said, don't put too much effort into it. It's either we're coming home with the trophy or just a steering wheel. I don't, with this new points format, we're way up in the points. We had a big cushion to 12th. I feel like Talladega's a race that, I'll be honest with you, last 3 or 4 days, I feel like I had to win. I feel like I had to win this race with all the stuff we got going on. And so I told him, I was like, we were going to win it or tear it all to pieces. I hope you don't mind. And he said he didn't care. He'd build me another one. So I think we did a little bit of both, honestly, today. So to be locked into chase, it's going to open us up where we can be aggressive. We can take some chances, and we can try some things. There's some tracks that we need a little bit of speed on. We know to keep up with some of the other cars, and we know we got a lot of intermediate tracks coming up when the chase starts, and we have Phoenix coming up. So we'll try some stuff at some different tracks to get ready for those last few races for the chase. So it definitely frees you up, makes it very comfortable.
All right, we'll go to Chris Knight. Any additional questions for Elliott? We'll go to Stan.
Okay, Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Number one, Elliott, one of the reporters from Hampton sent me a message, said, are you going to do a party at the Red Barn?
Not yet. I know what he meant, a party at my barn. A couple years ago, we had a party at my house, and 4,000 or 5,000 people showed up. So that's what he's asking for, but not yet.
Okay, listen, I've watched you since you were a late model stock driver. What does this win mean to you over all of the wins you've had throughout your career?
Well, it's very high, and I'll hit the high spots right now. I hadn't won a race, and you guys said 65 races. I hadn't won a race, so almost 2 years. One Main has been is the longest running primary sponsor in the Xfinity series. A lot of the people, we had 50 people here today from One Main. A lot of them had never been to a race before, so they were here today. Dale Jr. and Kelly gave me a great opportunity, maybe take a chance on me. I don't know, however you want to word it, it sounds great. Gave me a great opportunity to drive their race car, and to be able to win a race for them means a lot to me. My wife and 2 kids are here with me. First time I've been able to share all of us in Victory Lane together. So, and it's my birthday, so it's the last day of Autism Awareness Month. I mean, I can go on and on of how special a win this is to me. My daughter found a ladybug today, and she's keeping with her, as you can see. That also brought me some good luck. So it's little cool stuff like that is what makes this race worthwhile and makes it very special.
Final questions for Elliott? All right, Elliott, congratulations on your win today.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.